Hi, I'm Eric Hull for About.com. Like me, you've probably experienced a nasty, tangled garden hose mess like this. Today, we're going to show you how to minimize some of those nasty tangles. With just a few simple steps, I'll show you how to save time and headaches and get many years of use out of your garden hose. The first thing to know is that all hoses get a bit tangled, but I can show you how to minimize those tangles. The best way is to make sure the hose is coiled correctly. The first step to make coiling easier is to turn off the water tap. Then untangle the hose completely and let it sit in the sun for 10 or 15 minutes. You can relax in the sun too while you wait. The same is true for a new hose. A hose is a lot more flexible and easier to work with when it's warm. So are people, come to think of it. Next, unscrew the hose from the spigot. Now we're going to drain all of the water out. Start by elevating one end of the hose. Keep it elevated, slowly moving all the way down the length of the hose until you get to the other end and all the water drains out. Now comes the most important part, coiling. The idea is to coil the hose in loops. The trick to make this work is to coil one loop on top of the previous loop. First, put the end of the hose that goes to the spigot down on a hard surface. Then coil the next loop on top of the first. Repeat this process until the entire hose is coiled. Try to keep the loops in a circumference of about 2.5 to 3 feet. If it's wound too tightly, you're only asking for more tangles. Large loops help keep the hose more pliable. Don't worry if your loops aren't exactly perfect. You're just trying to minimize tangles, not impress the judges. Done properly, the hose will unravel easily when you go to use it again. Once the hose is coiled, tie it off with some rope to keep the loops in order and minimize tangling. Another way to help with coiling is to buy a hose reel. To coil the hose, you simply turn the handle. This is easier and especially helpful for seniors. Before winter comes, store your hose inside. Left outside all year, the rubber can crack and split. Also remember to drain all the water out. I like to hang mine up on a simple hook. Storing your hose inside for the winter will help it last longer. If you have a hose reel that's connected to a wall, simply unroll and disconnect the hose, and then follow the coiling procedure we showed you earlier. Better yet, buy a hose reel that is not permanently attached to a wall. This makes coiling and storing even easier. Following these guidelines can really minimize those tangles and add more life to your hose. It's definitely cheaper than buying a new hose every year or two. Thanks for watching. To learn more, visit us on the web at About.com.